Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's K-E-S-H-W-A-N-I, Keshwani. We are here because we want to prepare for SAT. We have been solving SAT math problems out of this book here, the official SAT study guide. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You're going to need it. The problem that we're about to solve is the one that you will find on page number 483. Please turn to page 483. Today is our lesson number 27. Let's take a look at the very first one. It says x represents an odd integer. If x represents an odd integer, which of the following will represent the next odd integer greater than x? Next one that comes after x greater than x. How do we represent that? Well, there are two ways you can go about it. One way to simply understand the concept that if this is x, for example, if x is 3, the next one is 5. If x equals to 3, the next one is going to be 5. And how do we write 5 using the symbol of x? It's just going to be x plus 2. That's your 5 right here. That's the next odd integer. That's it. They're not talking about the next integer. Next integer would have been x plus 1, which whatever x is, whether it's odd or even. If you have an integer n, the next one, if you have an integer n, the next one of course is n plus 1. But the next odd or even integer, depending on n is odd or even, is always 2 more than that, obviously. It's 2 more than that, because if n happens to be 4, next one is going to be 6. If n happens to be odd, the next one is going to be 11. It's 2 more than that, n plus 2. That's it. The answer is C. Let's look at number 7. In number 7, we are given a point P and a point T here. In the picture above, point T is the same distance from O as point P is from O. So these two distances are the same. Shouldn't put O there. If these two distances are the same, if T to O is same as P to O, that implies that T to, let's give it a name here, T to A must equal to A to P. Because this makes an isosceles triangle, you see? And this line is going to cut it in half, so this is going to be equal to this part. Which means the x coordinate of this guy, x coordinate of T is simply going to be whatever this guy is negative value. But the tricky part here is to realize that the y coordinate that is given to us for B is actually a negative value in itself. B is a negative value in itself. Because that's how it's given to us. We are told that the coordinates of P are A, B. A is a positive quantity and B is a negative quantity because it's below the y-axis. Since B is a negative in itself, it's not going to change here. It's the same B that's going to appear here. So here we're going to end up with negative of A and B. Keeping in mind that B is less than 0. On the other hand, here A is positive. A is more than 0, which is why we had to put a negative sign in front of it to make it a negative. So it's the same value of A in absolute term, but here it's a negative A. B is just B because B is negative to begin with. That's all. So the answer is negative A and B. The answer is A. Negative A and B. Next one, number 8. That's it, we are done with this one. In number 8 we are told a box contains wood beads and red glass beads and blue glass beads. The number of glass beads is 4 times the number of wood beads. So there are basically, here's what's going on. We got wood beads and glass beads, and then they break down the glass beads further into 2 colors. But first, to begin with, first of all, we have to concentrate on the fact that there are they are starting out by suggesting that there are two kinds of beads, wood and glass. Wood and glass beads. Wood and glass. And then they go on to tell us that number of glass beads is 4 times the number of wood beads. If one bead is to be chosen at random from the box, the probability that the red bead will be chosen is 3 times the probability that the blue beads will be chosen. Alright. If there are 12 red glass beads in the box, alright, so we have, I'm going to erase this part, it's getting too crowded here. I should have erased it to begin with. Beads. We have wood and we have glass. And then they go on to then they go on and break the glass beads into 2 kinds, red and blue. Now let's read the problem. A box contains wood beads and red glass beads and blue glass beads. Alright, the number of glass beads is 4 times the number of wood beads. Alright, so number of glass beads, so if this guy is x, this is 4x. That's what they're telling us. If one bead is to be chosen at random from the box, the probability that the red glass will be chosen is 3 times the probability of blue glass to be chosen. So, the red one, let's call it, if this is B, then this is 3 times B. That's what they're saying. The odds of choosing, the probability that the red glass will be chosen is 3 times the probability that the blue glass will be chosen. This means the number of red beads are 3 times the number of blue ones. That's why the odds are 3 times as much. It's 3B. So far so good. So far so good, but we haven't achieved anything yet. If there are 12 red glass beads in the box, well, there you go. If there are 12 red glass beads, so we are told that there are 12 of these. And we just said that number of red is 3 times the number of blue because we are told that the odds of picking a red one is 3 times the odds of picking a blue one. If the odds of picking a red beads is 3 times the odds of picking the blue beads, then there must be 3 times as many red ones. And that we are told is 12, which means this must be 4. You with me so far? Now we know that there are 12 red beads, 4 blue beads, 12 plus 4 is 16. We are also told that this represents 4 times the amount of this guy. So if the glass beads are 16, this must be 4. And the question simply is, what is the total number of beads in the box? We just found it. Total number of beads in the box are, we have 4 wood ones and 16 glass ones. 4 wood ones and 16 glass ones, for a total of 20 beads. So here we have to build our way from the bottom up. Typically, if we are given the information, we build it sort of down. Here we have to start from the very last bits of information and we have to sort of build it up. That's it. So one more time. To start out with, we were told that we gathered that we had wood beads and glass beads. Then they further go on to tell us that among the glass beads we have a red one and a blue one. Then they go on to tell us that the odds of picking a red one is 3 times the odds of picking a blue one. So if we use B to represent the number of blue beads, then red will be 3 times B. At the very end they tell us there are 12 red beads. Well, if there are 12 red beads, which represents 3 times blue, then blue must be 4. 4 plus 12 is 16, which means we have a total of 16 glass beads. If we have a total of 16 glass beads, we are also told that glass beads are 4 times the number of wood beads, which means wood must be 4, because 4 times 4 is 16. And therefore the total we have is 20. The answer is A. That's it. I will see you tomorrow, okay? Bye now.